This podcast is sponsored by Pretty Mama Maternity, a multi-award-winning maternity and nursing brand known for their discreet zips.
Pretty Mama offers a range that is not only minimalistic and stylish, but also versatile enough to wear long after breastfeeding has ended. We have a cheeky little 15% discount for all of our mamas out there, which is MAMA15, MAMMA 15.
You can find a code and a link in the show notes, and we chat a little more about them in this episode, so listen and enjoy. Hi everyone, and welcome to Mama Social, the podcast. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Kayleigh, and we're here to talk motherhood, womanhood, and all things adulthood.
So grab yourself a bev and enjoy. Will you just keep an eye on my boobs?
Always. I think the most joyous thing you've ever done for me is this peak. I don't cook the babies well. I don't birth the babies well. But these bad lads are like made for wet nurse.
For me, I was like, I don't want to breastfeed. Like, I don't want a baby attached to me boob all the time. I want other people to be able to feed. Like, I want a break.
Boobs were made for the baby, not for you.
I can't imagine ever being in this situation. Two crumpets with butter.
Do you double toast your crumpet?
No.
What is wrong with you?
What do you mean?
So it goes in and then it pops up and they're still bouncy. I like mine with a little crust on top, so I put it in for a second time.
So why don't you just put it in for the full amount of time once?
Well, I do.
So
I could turn it up, but then I don't know if I'd burn them, so I just put them down. Our toast is always on 3.
You do know that 3 means 3 minutes?
Does it?
Yeah.
Not heat?
No.
Shut up.
It's the amount of minutes. So if you're putting it in for 3 and then it's popping up like, and you do it another 3
no, I
or
thought
1,
it was the
whatever.
Heat on each side, you know, when it goes.
It's minutes.
It's not.
I swear to God it is.
I'm going to time it when I get
it
in.
It is.
I literally thought, you know, when you turn a fire on, you isolate
like
sections
it's the
of
level
the fire.
Of heat.
Uh-huh.
No, it's minutes.
Hold on, we know what your facts are like.
What are the numbers?
Eyeball.
on a toaster?
I will piss my pants if they're like, it's the fire.
Oh, it might not be. You might be wrong. I'm wrong. I honestly thought the 3 was 3 minutes.
Is it the heat?
It is. I swear it is. The dial controls how much electricity goes through the switch.
See?
So it says 1 is 1 minute 30, 2 is 1 minute 49, 3 is 2 minutes 12.
Oh my God.
I mean, so it's kind
we
of
need
the
a
time.
Segment.
It's just Lauren's facts.
Lauren's facts that we prove are not facts, that she's lived by her entire life. Kayleigh's facts of the week. Lauren's not fact.
I've lived by that my whole life. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So I don't like my toast too toasted, so I always put that on a 1.
It's the fire, even though it's not
so
fire.
It kind of still is the time, it's just not the exact time.
Yeah. But there we are. Lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's how we start every episode, debunking Lauren's life.
Lauren's myths, urban legends.
So, how are you, other than that?
I'm very good. Will you just keep an eye on my boobs?
Always.
Always.
You don't have to ask me.
I'm just a little bit worried that one's going to pop out of this top while I'm sat here.
I couldn't wear them tops.
No, you couldn't.
These babas would be oot. But you have inspired us to wear pretty dresses. And this is yours, so thank you.
It was mine.
She gave us a big bag. So when I go on holiday.
It looks lovely on you.
Thanks. My mum, I said earlier, my mum gave us a compliment for the first time in a long time, but it took her 20 minutes to say it.
Said that you look pretty.
She said I look pretty, but she was looking at us with like she wanted to say it straight away, but she didn't.
Or she just didn't want to feed your ego.
No, but why? Isn't that weird? Weirdo. Anyway, should we do pits and peaks?
Let's go for it.
I always say the jingle in my head.
Oh, we don't need to do that anymore. Mm-hmm. I've just quickly wrote mine down so that I remember them.
Go for it.
My pit this week is, well, first of all, Ovi had diarrhea. And I've never experienced diarrhea much in a baby.
You should have told me I've got a new product.
Well, no, I know this because I opened my emails and one of the Mama Social girls had emailed saying, hello, Lauren, here's this baby diarrhea stuff. Get yourself it. Yeah. And I was like, I really need that right now.
You should have it's literally in my kitchen.
Yeah, I know, but I wasn't here. I was away. That was the problem.
Get it in Asda?
Can you?
Asda, Boots, Holland and Barrett.
I didn't know that. Mm-hmm. So I do have that now. Can't say the name of it because it's a funny name. What's
Entrust Gel?
Yes. So
there's a kids version and an adults version. Mm-hmm. And we will they'll sponsor us, so we'll go into what it is soon.
At some point. But yeah, like that would have helped. But we had about 4 or 5 days of just every time he ate something or had a bottle, it just came straight out of him.
Sure.
Like watery.
Oh, bless him.
And yeah, he was a little bit of an unhappy man. Not massively.
He's a happy baby though.
Yeah. And then straight after the diarrhea, he's now full of cold.
Oh, he's been a bit run down.
I know.
Bless him.
I know. So my sleep has been rubbish. I was up at 4:40 a.m. yesterday.
I saw.
Ew. I went to bed at 7:20.
What, last night?
Last night, I couldn't keep my eyes open. Couldn't keep my eyes open.
I was like that, but I just needed some alone time. So I stayed up.
Alone.
House of Dragon.
Sleep.
I know, but
you just can't beat sleep. I'm a bit annoyed at myself lately because I've been watching Vanderpump Rules. Have you ever watched it?
Back when it first came out, I think I watched the first 3 episodes,
it's really,
3 series.
It's brilliant. If anyone hasn't watched Vanderpump Rules, you need to watch it because the drama in it is just...
It's on some of them, like,
it wouldn't be on the telly now.
And stuff like that.
It wouldn't be on the telly now. They wouldn't be able to do and say the things that they do these days.
Is it on Hulu?
Hear You.
Who?
Hear You. Hear You.
Hey You.
Yeah. But it's brilliant. And so whenever I've got any kind of free time, I'm like, I need to watch them. So I've been going to bed really late. But not last night. Anyway.
Pits and peaks.
Peak of my week is spending so much time with my dogs.
Oh,
it's been lovely.
Has it?
Yeah. So obviously we went away. We went to just a little lodge, North Yorkshire. And we took the dogs, and at first I was like, oh God, they're going to be a bit of a nightmare because we were going to Flamingo Land and you can take dogs to Flamingo Land. Mm-hmm. So I was like, they're going to be a nightmare because they're not a massive fan of other dogs and they're a bit barky, well, especially Mash.
Hope you locked your caravan or your tent so you didn't get robbed like we did last time we were in Flamingo Land.
Oh God, no, we didn't stay at Flamingo Land.
Oh, did you not?
No, we stayed at another place. And it was just brilliant.
It was probably nice for them to get out of the house and
they were
go somewhere
knackered.
else.
They're still knackered now. They're still, like, every time I go looking for one, they're just sprawled out on the floor somewhere, like, honestly, like, just asleep. They've never been walked so much.
Aww.
Like, they actually haven't. It was like 7-8 hours a day.
Bless them.
But yeah, we had a great time with the dogs in Flamingo Land. Because there wasn't actually many dogs.
Was there wasps in Flamingo Land?
Can't say I actually seen one wasp.
Well, they must have got a handle on that because we go like once a year or something just for the day with the kids. And the last 4 times we've been, there's like been hives everywhere, like attacking you.
I hate wasps as well.
Like all around, there was one at one point.
That's one thing that I would say that I'm probably a bit scared of.
Really? Mm-hmm. Turned round, Eve was in the pram just when she was like a baby. And there was one on her head. And I was like,
like trying
and just slowly like bitch slapped it off her and it just flew away. And I was like, oh my God. So in the shop, they had one of them, you know, the nets that you can put over prams for insects.
Yes, like a mosquito net.
So
you had to get one.
Had to get one. And I was like,
they've planted those hives on purpose.
For the nets.
And then got all the stock of nets in. That's a money-making thing, that.
Somebody did a bad order and then they went, we need to put some hives in here.
We've bought too many of these. No one's buying them. Let's plant some wasps.
Mm-hmm. So we didn't go this year because I was like, I hate it's not enjoyable. I'm just like,
I honestly, genuinely don't think I seen one wasp.
To be honest, I said at the weekend, I've seen lots of bees. I haven't seen wasps yet.
Yeah, you know what? Neither have I.
What's happening?
Where's the wasps?
Are we dying? Is the world dying?
I usually have to buy loads of white vinegar spray.
Why?
Because vinegar keeps wasps away.
Does that?
So wherever I'm sitting in the garden, I spray the vinegar,
Oh
and they stay away.
I'm going to do that. Hold on, let me
But I haven't
fact
seen
check
wasps.
that myth.
Honestly. Does white
We were
vinegar?
talking about it. We haven't seen a wasp yet. Seen a good old few bees. I love a bee.
Yeah, I don't mind a bee. White distilled vinegar
She's allowed that fact.
repels wasps without killing them.
Oh,
There you go.
nice. Are we done, yours?
Yeah, I'm
Should
done.
we do mine? Me peak. Now, Miss Lauren, you bring joy to my life in so many ways that you don't know is possible.
Okay.
But I think the most joyous thing you've ever done for me is this peak.
Okay.
Bringing Magic Musicals, the radio station, to my life.
Have you been listening to it all the time?
Non-stop.
I could imagine.
Wow, did I not know?
It must have only just started because I'd never seen it.
To the point where I'm like, I want to be a presenter on this radio station.
You would be a great presenter on that radio station.
And then if you go if that advert's on, I go to Magic Chilled. And it's all about
Magic Chilled.
90s and noughties.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh my God, at this, I don't need to think about a playlist. Every single song is a banger on both channels.
Yeah.
So thank you.
You're very welcome.
For bringing real joy to my life. Simple joy of a radio station.
It's the simple things.
The kids
I'm
are like,
sorry for disturbing your journey on the way here. I rang you. You'll have been
I was Magic
mid-musical.
Chilled this morning.
Oh,
What
yeah.
was on? Leanne Rimes. Under another sun, gonna be with you. Is that Leanne Rimes?
And no one's gonna be around.
Is that Coyote Ugly?
Yes.
What a film.
Absolutely brilliant.
Can you remember that bar in town?
Yes.
That used to-
Yes, Bud Bigelow's.
Is that what it was called?
Yes.
I
Bud
wanted
Bigelow's
to
and the
work
girls
there.
used to dance on the bar.
And I had a boyfriend for 5 years growing up, and he would never let us work there. But I would have been like
Great.
insane in there. I was like, I'll be the character
That was
from
good, that,
Coyote
wasn't
Ugly.
it?
Should we open one?
Should we open a new Bud Bigelow's?
Oh, Bigelow's. Anyway, so that's me peak, thank you. Me pit, for all you listeners out there, I am lifting my little hand up
Is that you?
to show.
No. What?
I've had
I was
a rip.
I was looking at the ring and I was thinking, right, there's
Oh,
no
no.
wedding ring, but I've worked out it's the wrong hand.
No, me mums give us 2 rings. These are that was our wedding ring for a while.
Was
Gives
it?
Yeah.
I
Because
was really concerned then. Do you know why I was concerned?
Divorce.
Because Kayleigh rang me the other night, right? Kayleigh FaceTimed me the other night and she was naked, right? She was in
Sam
the
got
bath.
the same phone call.
Did you? She was naked. She was in the bath. She had a big glass of wine and just mascara all down her face. And I was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Are you going through a breakup? but no, it was just some good news that she wanted to share. But I was like, yeah. So you've got to be going through a breakup if you're drowning yourself in the bath with wine.
No, I have had to rip my gels off.
All right.
Look how sore and sad these nails
I've
look.
never even noticed your nails before. Like,
Had them on 6 months.
even if you've had your nails done, I don't think I've ever noticed.
Oh, well, they were there. And you know why I had to rip them off?
Did you have an allergic reaction?
Fungal infection under my nail.
Ew.
So, I don't know if we can say this, I have to cut it out, but I've been going to them like fast nail bars.
Yes.
And our friend is always like, do not go to them places. But she'd stopped doing nails for a little while because she was a little bit unwell. So we all had to disperse and go elsewhere. And I just like the efficiency of going in there. Don't need an appointment.
It's quick and you can just go
I'm
whenever.
out in 40 minutes. So,
But yeah, I don't think they sterilise all of their stuff properly. And
no, this finger started like itchy burning the other day. And it was so sore that I thought my finger was going to fall off. Like that end was like
like
peeling away.
throbbing as well.
So I rang Shell and she was like, you need to take them off. I was like, can you do them? She was like, absolutely not. She was like, you're not bringing an infection into her salon, studio. What do you call it? Boutique? Place. Nail joint. So she was like, I don't think you should put acetone on it because that'll burn. So I just sat and picked every single nail off. And it's like nearly back to normal now, but I was like, oh, it's totally right. So the pit has been the fungal. So go to a high... Are you all right?
I didn't nearly went down the wrong way. That could have been really bad.
Go to a clean place.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's me pits and pigs. Should we go on to the topic of the week?
Yes.
Right. So, the topic of the week is it's Breastfeeding Awareness Week.
Yes, starting today. It is Breastfeeding Awareness Week.
Every August, for the first 7 days of the month, World Breastfeeding Week aims to highlight the huge benefits that breastfeeding can bring to both the health and welfare of babies. We will also discuss more as we go along. So, we both, I think everybody will know by now that we both have breastfed.
Yeah. Did you breastfeed both of yours?
Mm-hmm.
Did you?
Yeah. I don't cook the babies well. I don't birth the babies well. But these bad lads are like made for wet nurse. I could have left work and do you think wet nurses still exist?
Probably. Somewhere.
Yeah, I could have literally just pumped. Yeah, so with Eva, I could have gone at a much further. I only did like 5 weeks or something like that. But it was just as things were, my brain was starting to go do lally tap. And Dale was like, what do you mean? I just literally, with Freddie, it took like a little while of thought of going, you know, when you have that like guilt thing of, oh my God, it's going to mess with the poos and stuff. With Eva, I literally woke up and I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. He was like, why? I said, I don't want to. Like, but it doesn't hurt. Like, second time around, my nipples were hardened. Like, it didn't hurt anymore. But yeah, that's when the bad brain started to happen.
Like, breastfeeding's hard work.
So hard.
It is really hard work. It is incredible. Like, if you can breastfeed your baby, it's incredible what our bodies do. And that we produce this milk that is specifically for our child and what they need. And if they run down, needs, like the milk changes, like all of like that sciencey stuff behind it. Like it is actually really incredible, but it is hard work. So I feel like in your case, you needed to prioritize your mental health and it's exhausting. It is hard on us.
You know what the hardest because my mental health was so bad, it was the fact nobody else could do anything. Yeah. So I was like, this Dale could be doing, or my mum, or Dale's mum, somebody else could be doing this part of parenting.
Yeah.
So I bowed out happily. I skipped away that time. First time I was like, oh God.
Yeah, no, I remember. I remember the guilt, the thinking like, for someone that didn't want to breastfeed, because I was always very open about, I just had no desire to breastfeed. I didn't have that, like in us, like, you know how some pregnant women really want to breastfeed and they just really look forward to that part. For me, I was like, oh, I don't want to breastfeed. Like, I don't want a baby attached to me boob all the time. I want other people to be able to feed. Like, I want a break. But because of circumstances with both of my kids, both of them being premature and then not tolerating formula very well, I ended up breastfeeding. But I was never, ever pressured into it. It was never like forced onto us or anything. It was just both times it was like a conversation with a nurse where they're telling us that the baby's not tolerating the formula very well. And then basically just saying, you know, like if you do think about like breastfeed, not pumping, they might tolerate your milk better because it is designed for them and it's full of the antibodies and everything that they need and da-da-da-da-da. And it worked. It just worked both times. But I tried both of my kids on formula straight away. They didn't tolerate it. They tolerated my breast milk. I ended up breastfeeding. And when I was doing it, I enjoy it because it is nice, and it's also easy for some people, not easy for everyone, but it's quite convenient.
I think
sometimes, isn't it?
I think it's a lot easier when you only have one. I remember sitting with Freddie and being like, oh, watch Netflix or binge watch stuff. But I remember the guilt I had being stuck for an hour. Because when they're tiny, they do feed for so bloody long. So you sat there and your toddler, especially because like I couldn't get up and down with with Eve, being pregnant with Eve, because I had that PGP where your fan feels like it's dislocating. Enjoyable. So I felt like I had loads of guilt that I couldn't play with him the way that he would normally be played with. And then when I kept saying, wait till baby's here and Mummy will be back to normal. And then Mummy wasn't back to normal.
Yeah.
So like being then stuck with a baby when they're like, can I be played with kind of thing was just all a hot mess for me.
So I agree with that.
Hot.
But then also, so how long did I breastfeed Ovi for?
6 months or something, wasn't it?
No, because he's only just gone 6 months, hasn't he? So I must have done 5. I must have done 5 months of breastfeeding.
6.5.
Well, actually, I think he's 7 months today.
Yeah, you definitely did 6 months something.
Did I?
Something like that.
I don't know. 5 to 6 months I breastfed Ovi. And I actually found it easier to have Ovi attached to me boob with one arm and then have Oaks pottering about, because if Oaks needed us, I can stand up, I can use this hand, Yeah. When I was giving him a bottle, I can't do anything.
Yeah.
I'm stuck.
But you're a veteran at 6 months.
Yeah.
Like, you're so well versed. Like the rugby ball thing was a thing. Or no, that was the one that both of them liked the most.
Yeah.
Is it that way?
Yeah, where you hold them, where the head's there and the body's round there.
Yeah. Down your elbow type of thing. But no, we were talking about in the office last week, right? Like this breast is best saying, and how one of the girls in the office was like, breast is best unless you just, for your mental health or for baby or it's bleeding or what, it's painful, but feeding is in whatever, what did she say, is fed or dead? Like, which one do you want? Because fed or dead.
That's really dramatic.
But like, feed them however you want.
Oh yeah, I'm all for absolutely feed them however you want. Do you think breast is best if you want to breastfeed? If you want to breastfeed, then breastfeed. If you don't, then obviously you don't have to. There is other options. But I do think it is incredible what our milk does. One of my friends, Rebecca, she's got a good TikTok account. Okay, if anyone wants to look at it, I can't remember what her TikTok is. It might be at Rebecca Mamie, something like that. But she did a TikTok. It'll be one of our pinned ones, and it was showing the difference in the breast milk that she'd stored. So she was breastfeeding and like pumping and then putting it in the freezer, and she was showing the difference between the colour in the breast milk of when our little one was poorly and then when they were fine. So like just the difference in the colour, like, so how much the milk changes for your kids'
So the baby's
needs.
not even in yet anymore, but it gives the...
Yeah, so it gives...
That's mental.
Like, it is mental, and it's just amazing. It is really amazing what it does.
Yeah.
And then there's all those little things when, you know, you've got a baby with a sticky eye and someone's like, just squirt your breast milk in there.
We were talking about at the spa. Yeah. Somebody was like, get that breast milk on that. Was it an eye or an infection or something?
I think it was an eye.
Because Beth was pumping in the spa. But no, I just think however you do it is however you do it.
Oh, yeah.
And there should be no judgment. There is a lot of groups that are so judgy and make parents feel horrendous about, like, we'll not name them, but they'll ask. So if somebody's been breastfeeding for 6, 7, a year, whatever it is, and they ask in a particular group, I'm starting to think that I'm gonna like not
Stop.
breastfeed anymore. Any advice? Either it'll be removed or they'll be like targeted of like such a bad mom, da da da. Like one got sent to us a few months ago and I was like, how is that a supportive group? Like, just stop it. Absolutely stop it. So, and everybody will be listening going, oh, we know what that group is for breastfeeding. And it's just unnecessary, unhelpful. And you're totally right. It's however you feed is
Just
however you feed.
However you want to feed.
So was there any particular products that you used in breastfeeding that were like game changer?
Yes. So my breast pump.
Which one was that?
So I used the Mam baby one,
Right.
like a portable electric one, so I could just shove it in my bra.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't pump that much after hospital.
All right.
But obviously, like when Ovi was in hospital, I was pumping all the time because he was tube fed.
Mm-hmm.
And I did pump for a little bit because I wanted Glenn to give bottles.
But isn't it just like you're always feeding?
Yeah. So
you're
this is what,
breastfeeding or
you
you're
know,
pumping,
when
like...
people combi feed, I always get asked lots of questions about combi feeding because I combi fed with both, and I combi fed breast and pump with Ovi for a bit. But when I started combi feeding with Oaks, I just went straight to formula, and then I did maybe a couple of weeks breast and pumped milk with Ovi, and then I just thought he might as well be on my boob.
Yeah.
If I'm pumping, he might as well be on my boob, because to keep your supply up and right, you're supposed to pump at the same time as your baby's feeding.
Right.
Anyway, so then I just think, well, I might as well just have formula.
Yeah.
If you actually want a break, so then just move straight back onto formula. But I was dubious of going to formula with Ovi. Oh, I can't speak. Ovi. Mm-hmm. Just because of the surgery he'd had. So when it was going to change the poo, so if obviously poos can get a bit harder and stuff on formula, I didn't want anything to hurt his butthole, you know, that he just had surgery on. But anyway, I did it anyway. And it was fine.
Butthole survived.
The butthole did survive. And so, yeah, my breast pump, loved my breast pump. And if I was going out anywhere, you know, sometimes you just need to relieve the titties. So loved my breast pump. Nipple pads, those, sometimes you can just get them off Amazon, like not a certain brand, but they're like the thick, like material ones, not those like little floppy ones, like proper.
So, where you put them in the washer?
Yes, the reusable ones, those. And then the Pretty Mama.
Oh, class.
Pretty Mama, I've spoke about these on here before, but this is a brand that I started using when I had Oaks, and they've got tops, sweatshirts. I think they've just launched dresses. And they've got like a diagonal zip where your boobs are that you can't see at all.
Yeah.
And they just make it so easy for getting a boob in and out.
Yeah, because the other tops, your full wab needs to come
so like
out,
if
where
you
it's
get,
quite
say
discreet.
you buy one of those breastfeeding vest things like from H&M or somewhere, you get the little
down.
strap undoes and it comes all the way down, so you're totally exposed, which obviously some people aren't comfortable with. Some people don't want to lob a full tit out in public or wherever. Or sometimes it's cold as well. I found that. Like, I'm not the most bothered person about, like, I don't mind getting me boob out. But sometimes it can be a little bit chilly. So I would find that I was, like, getting me boob out, and then I'd either use, like, a muslin or something else to, like, put over us. But then these tops just made it so much easier. And what I absolutely love them for as well is, you know, when you've got visitors, when you've got visitors in the house, and sometimes, I don't know why, but they do. The men in the family can feel a little bit awkward.
Run into a different room.
Yeah. Like if you're about to get a boob out to feed a baby, they're like, don't know where to look, and then they need to leave.
Isn't that mad though? Because boobs were made for the baby, not for you.
I'll always remember when I had Oaks, Glenn's dad came round and Glenn was like, oh, she's just about to feed him. And he went, oh, right, okay, well, I'll just go. And I was like,
you've just got
here. You can come in, but you can't see anything. As soon as I've, positioned him, like you can't see anything. But I had one of those sweatshirts as well, and it changed everything.
Yeah, my dad and my father-in-law would literally go and sit in the kitchen. And I'm like, how wet? Everyone's seen a boob before.
Yeah.
But isn't it weird that we've sexualized the titty?
Yeah.
So anyway.
That's the only thing that ever made me feel awkward about breastfeeding is I knew sometimes that other people felt awkward.
Yeah, well, them tops are absolutely.
They're really, really good. Would highly recommend to anyone.
And the new dresses are beautiful for summer. It's just a simple,
like an oversized t-shirt dress, isn't it? Which you can wear all the time.
There we are. So, perfect. Let's just make sure we've got everything on there. Yeah. Let's go. Should we do share one's shit?
Share one's shit.
I have not seen your boob once and you keep pulling at your top.
Well, but I'm not 100% sure if maybe Sam could see it. Can you see a bit of boob?
Oh. Yes.
Just a little bit.
We can.
Well, stop sexualizing them, guys. Right.
Share your shit. Share your shit.
Hi, Huns. Wondering if you can both offer, I don't know why I'm laughing, offer some advice for a problem I'm dealing with at the moment. My in-laws are wonderful, but they've just started dropping by just because way too often. I'm grateful for their help, but their spontaneous visits are starting to interfere with our routine and my sanity. I don't want to seem ungrateful or rude, but I also need a bit of space. How do I navigate this without causing family drama? Lock your door. Lock your door?
No.
Well, what then?
Well, if she's getting upset, she's got to instruct her boyfriend, husband, whoever, significant other, to mention it to the parents.
But then the parents are going to get offended.
Why? They're going to get offended if they come to the door and you're like pretending.
The door's locked.
Windows in. Shutting the curtains.
Remember when you were younger, right? And the window cleaner would knock at the door.
You just hide.
The whole family would hide behind the settee because you didn't have any change to give them.
But they've just seen you all the way around the house.
That's funny, that, isn't it? That'd be like this. So I just think
you've got to, always back to the
boundaries,
communication. Back to the communication.
And the boundaries, yeah.
But I think it's got to come from him, not her. If it was it's her issue. So but it's his parents.
Yeah.
So he's got to be like, look, we just want a little bit more time with the Ben. Can you just
let us know,
text us or and we'll let you know.
I can't imagine ever being in this situation. And I don't know whether that's because I've got such not strong boundaries, but I don't know. I can't imagine anyone ever just turning up my door and walking in.
Oh my God, I love it.
I'm the opposite. You live round literally opposite your mum though.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's probably normal because you're so close that you do that. But mine would include a car journey. Mm-hmm. Someone would have to drive to my house to then walk into it.
Yeah.
That I can't imagine it ever happening. I don't think anyone's ever turned up at my house unannounced.
Oh, that makes me so sad.
Actually, you did once. You did.
I was bringing food.
But yeah, because I'm very, I like my own space. And I feel like if someone's coming to mine, I like to know that they're coming because I do like my house to be tidy if people are in it. I don't know if I'm just a bit
my door is always open.
Oh, I'm going to start rocking about yours.
And honestly, there would be tea on, there'd be food in the oven. I look that's why I want the farm. I want that to. We've started looking again. Hilarious. I want it to be the center of I don't get why you wouldn't want the help. If anything,
I get it. Don't worry, I get where you're coming from.
No, but if they come in and one of our friends, her mother-in-law would turn up straight after, the first day they got back from having the baby, and she brought a bottle of Prosecco for herself. It didn't bring any food for them, didn't offer to tidy, didn't, like, if you're coming and we've got a newborn, you either bring food or you do jobs.
Yeah.
Don't just sit down.
You bring coffee or you hoover.
Or
you
don't
do the dishes.
just, or fold the washing. Like, you do a job. If you just come in and you're dossing about, I'd have an issue. But again, it needs to come from him.
Yeah, I agree. I think they just need to be told, but as nicely as possible, because you don't want to offend them or piss them off if they are really helpful. But yeah, like, I think it just takes, all they need to do is text you like an hour before and be like, oh, we're going to pop up.
But it is strange for them,
that might be all right.
It must be weird for the grandparents that are like actively wanting to be involved to be like, oh my God, I love this child so much, but they're not your child.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I can't wait for that, to be able to like love something but go and
have it back.
You. It's such a strange feeling that you'd die for this baby.
Yeah.
But the baby isn't yours. And there's somebody else like who's fully in control and navigating. And I imagine because they've parented that they're like, oh, you should do it like this, you should do it like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm always like, oh no, I'm very strong and know what I want. But yeah, communication.
Yeah, just communicate.
To him.
Or maybe like, just next time they pop in, just say, can you let us know when you're coming next time? Because I was just about to pop out.
Or be like, oh, I could have like got some tea on if you would let us know. Like,
yeah, like just drop it in. Like, just let us know when you're on your way next time.
Yeah.
Or
it's just about getting the bath.
Uh-huh.
And they might say, oh, well, we'll go. And you'll go, all right, bye then.
Yeah.
But record that, because I'd like to see how that goes down. Voice note. So, should we do my fact of the week? Have you drank all your tea?
I'm just down in the last bit now.
Your sugary bits.
There we are.
Researchers studied the effects of garlic on breast milk by having breastfeeding mothers take garlic pills. They found that garlic didn't make its way into the breast milk, and the flavour peaked 2 to 3 hours after ingestion, eating. Babies whose mothers have consumed garlic pills spent more time feeding compared to those whose mothers took placebo pills, suggesting that the babies actually preferred the garlic flavoured milk.
I love a bit of garlic.
I do, but that would make me not want to take the garlic pills if I'm sat breastfeeding for longer.
Oh yeah, if you're breastfeeding loads. I always... I went out for a lovely, stunning, beautiful Indian not long after I'd had OV, and then I swear the next day his poos were garlicky.
Were they?
Mm-hmm. His poos smelt of garlic.
I've told you about my garlic trick though, haven't I?
Oh God, you put garlic in your feet, your ears everywhere. I just...
Ears?
I don't know.
Just my feet. So if you've got a cold or a flu coming, bedtime, garlic on your feet. But don't wrap them, because remember I nearly burnt my feet off because... it was like it was heating from the outside. So just a bed sock. Sam looks totally confused. But
I
you can taste it in your mouth. 10 minutes later, you're like, garlic. And did I tell you I did it to Freddie? But I wrapped, because I thought the socks are not going to stay on. So I put cling film round. And within 5 minutes, he was like, his feet's on fire. And I was actually cooking his feet.
Yeah.
Garlic. But he was like, I can taste something funny. So yeah. Porous feet. I'm so hot.
It is.
So yeah, I wouldn't want to do that because of the time. Don't want more breastfeeding. But garlic is amazing for everything.
I love garlic.
I showed you my flu bomb before, didn't I?
I can't be bothered to get into all of your concoctions that I've seen in your fridge before.
But you know what they're selling in Lidl now?
What?
Ginger and turmeric shots.
Oh yeah,
I had the turmeric
like,
one.
I understand the ginger and turmeric. What you had in your fridge it was
the same thing.
It wasn't.
It was just homemade. It tasted I had the turmeric and ginger one, and it tasted exactly the same as our flu bomb. It made the hairs on all my body stand up. Disgusting, but good for you.
Okay.
So there we are. If you're struggling with getting your kid on the titty, stick some garlic in your face. That might help. There we are.
Your child might like garlic.
So I think we're done, babes.
I think we are.
So top tips. Pretty mama outfits for cash.
Yes. For breastfeeding. Top tips for breastfeeding.
And good.
I think also just be patient with yourself.
Yeah.
Just be patient.
I think that's a lovely way to finish. Do your bits then.
So if you could please like and subscribe to this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Leave us a review. Apparently leaving a review is one of the best ways.
The best.
To get the podcast out there a bit.
Yeah.
And I think it might be best to leave a review on Apple Podcasts. Is it? Have we heard
it's
that
the only
somewhere?
way that you can. And Spotify, it's just stars, isn't it?
Oh, can you not leave an actual review on Spotify?
No, it's just stars.
Oh. So if you're on Apple, get us reviewed. Share a nice review. And yeah, if you're listening to us, please tag us in your stories so we can repost, share us with your friends, and just get involved with our posts, get involved by messaging, just get involved.
And if you didn't know, if you're not watching on Spotify, you can actually watch this on YouTube or on Spotify.
Yes, you can.
Because we get a couple of messages of people like favourite part of the week, and they've got a wine and they've put it on their bloody big screens in the living room. It's still...
we must look absolutely beautiful.
Right, goodbye.
This episode of Mama Social, the podcast, was filmed and produced by Flamingo Heights Podcast Studio.
Lauren, I'll see you soon.
See you soon.
I don't like
Why
you
say Lauren? Just say see you soon.
Steve.
Because we're talking to our listeners.
Oh.
See you soon.